Hi St Andrews, Stuart Holman here with your weekly news update. Mal York is away on annual leave this week and for the next couple of weeks, so I'm sitting in while he rests and recharges his batteries. And no sooner has Mal lobbed into the wilds of Tasmania than look what happens. We're back with COVID-19 masks and 4 square metre rules and lots of other restrictions. So let me explain what that's going to mean for St Andrews this week and the impact it'll have on our Sunday meetings, on Ben Shaw's funeral on Friday, and on all of our related youth and children's ministries. First of all, let me say, when you're making a decision about whether to come to church, if you are at all unwell or you're waiting for a COVID test result or you've travelled to any of the declared red zones in Greater Sydney, then it probably would be best for you to join us online. But when you are coming to church or any other ministry events on our site, please bring your own face mask. Face masks are compulsory in all public indoor settings, and we'll have a few extra masks available in case someone accidentally forgets, but please plan to bring your own masks. For our church services, our total number of people allowed in the building is limited now by that 4 square metre rule, and chairs are going to be spaced 1.5 metres apart. Household groups can of course all sit together, but please remember to keep 2 spare seats between household groups. Our COVID safe officers will help us do this in our services. Please follow any directions that they give us. Congregational singing is not allowed at the moment, and so once again we'll appreciate the ministries of our fantastic choir and singers and musicians. Further, St Andrews will not be serving any food or drinks after our services. Sadly, this means no morning tea, barbecue lunch or Sicilian supper, all of which we'd planned as a way of thanking Santino, as this will be his last Sunday at St Andrews as an employee after more than 10 years of service. Very graciously, Santino will be back with us at a future date when we can appropriately express our gratitude and say it with food, as is our way. Kids Ministry, in its school holidays format, will run as usual on Sunday at 10:30 a.m. and 5 p.m. As for Friday's extreme special late night out program, well, we're still evaluating the best pathway forward for this event. Extreme parents, I've asked Mel Bell to communicate with you directly to confirm arrangements for Friday, but naturally we're concerned to be very careful in the current circumstances. Youth Ministry is in recess this Sunday, but of course Revive has planned winter camp for the next week. We'd be extremely sad to make any changes to arrangements, but we need to be guided by the regulations. Lauren and Grant are working really hard right now to explore all options. So youth parents, you should expect a decision later today on arrangements for winter camp. All of these limitations and changes are naturally a bit hard for us to return to, but the one occasion that I think is on the mind of many is Ben Shaw's funeral at 1 p.m. on Friday. We've been planning for a very large turnout to such a significant occasion as we give God thanks for Ben, as we remember him, we celebrate his life, and even as we grieve together and shed some tears. Unfortunately, all of the same regulations that apply to church will apply to this funeral. This means that there are strict limits on the numbers of people allowed into the church, a maximum of 90, and then the overflow area in the hall, which we've set up, there's probably about another 70 or 80 for there, and that's about it. Masks are mandatory, mingling is discouraged, and then of course there are the difficulties that we would have faced serving refreshments. So as you can imagine, those organising this very important event are really under pressure as they work out their arrangements to fit within St Andrews COVID safe plan. I won't presume to speak for the organisers, but simply ask that you pray for them, and please check John Dixon's social media feed. If you're planning to come, I believe that all of the best information and directions about how to go about that will be found on John's feed on Facebook, presumably. Final quick note for all small group members, remember that visitors to any household are now limited to 5. I imagine that for most of our small groups this will take you back online, but I'll let each small group leader reach out to their own groups. Well, with all of that COVID disruption, is there anything actually happening at St Andrews this weekend? Well, yes there is. Let me tell you about it. All 4 regular Sunday services are meeting on site at our regular times at 8:30 a.m, 10:30 a.m, 5 p.m and 6:30 p.m. We'll be continuing our series on belonging, on being members of Christ. And Ness Hughes is going to be preaching on another of the key values that we hold as important to the life of our church. And I'm really looking forward to this message because I think it shows the biblical foundation for one area that we work really hard on. Sometimes we are really good at this, we nail it. And yet we would love to be this kind of a community more and more and more. What's that value? Well, you're going to have to find out on Sunday. Our service live stream on our YouTube channel will be available from 10:30 a.m. and will be available, of course, throughout the rest of the day. If you're looking for a quick way to find our live stream, grab a pen and write down this link, or alternatively go to the St Andrews website and hit the Sunday services tile on the top right-hand part of the page. Well, that's about it for now. Can I ask you to just pause for a moment or two right now and pray for Ben Shaw's funeral and for all of the arrangements that need to be made for it. And could you please also pray for our youth and kids ministry leaders as they make decisions about some really big events that they've been planning for a while. God bless. I look forward to seeing you on Sunday.